After saying a bunch of nasty and foul things about Ethan Klein and his children, iDubbbz decided, let me try to apologize, and then hopefully that could take away the lawsuit that's about to get brought upon me. And I said this, he was wrong. He was super wrong. Not only that, when he was doing what he did, when he pretty much platformed what Destiny said, the nasty accusation about Ethan Klein and his children, he let it be known that he knew it wasn't true. And he was just doing it out of anger. And by definition, like of slander, he would win down. 100%. No doubt in my mind. How would he have defended that? But let's see what he has to say with this fake apology. You know, he's going to do some of that, I'm sorry, but you did this. Sorry, but you started it. He has to. Let's see what goes down. Don't forget to hit the like button, the hype button. Also subscribe and check for my videos every day. I put out a lot of content. I want you guys to be able to enjoy and binge, watch it like a TV show. All right, let's get into it.
Hello, everyone. I am going to be talking about a very important and heavy topic for me. If you're unfamiliar with the context of any of this, I'll give you a brief rundown. But that is not the main purpose of this video. I do think it's important to share a little bit of my side of the story, but I don't want to take away from the purpose of this video, and that is to apologize to Ethan Klein and his family, especially his kids. Basically, Ethan is suing me for having rebroadcasted a statement made by Destiny on my stream. I did display the very disgusting comment for 40 minutes, and it was wrong. It was a comment from Destiny, and I even said that I don't agree with it, but it sort of highlights how I knew that it was a wrong thing to put out there into the...
See? Right there. He would have lost the case, bro. He had no other option but to come out here and beg, get on his knees and be like, I'm so sorry. I knew I was wrong. I admit to everything. Reason why people are giving iDubbbz credit is because Frogan, Denims, Casey Tron, the rest of the Hassan Piker Avengers, they all refused to do this. And they could have avoided going through court and having to pay a bunch of money, risk them losing the case, all of that. They would have had to, or wouldn't have had to do all of this if they just came out and apologized. Let it be known, hey, I was tripping. I knew it was wrong. It was false. But I still think the fact that you would even do that is disgusting. And people still to this day will run around saying it. They will run around making those accusations just because they don't like Ethan Klein. And because someone that they might have liked because of, I guess you could say, who you're politically aligned with, said that it's true, then they're going to go with it. They're going to be like, hey, iDubbbz said this. He's like Hassan Piker's fifth in command. It must be true. H3 is nasty. We got to do something. It's going to be people that think that for the rest of existence, no matter how much iDubbbz apologizes. That's why I think it's like, that's one of the nastiest things you can do. I don't think that Ethan Klein should drop the lawsuit, but I am hearing there's official that he might have after this apology. Let's see the rest of it. Let's see why he felt like it was good, if that's the case.
Thing to put out there into the universe and show people. Regardless of the point I was making, it was wrong. I was angry and I was like, how do I get this guy to, one, not clip me, not mock me and harass me on his live stream, and two, this guy's a fucking bully. I'm angry. I'm angry that this multimillionaire is silencing people and suing people who have a much smaller audience than he does and can barely defend themselves. And so I'm angry. I don't like bullies, so I wanted to do something that would have an impact. And, you know, without checking in with myself of whether or not that was a right or wrong thing to do. This guy's a fucking bully. I'm angry. I'm angry that this multimillionaire is silencing people and suing people.
That's so disgusting. Like, what? Do you hear this guy? This is so many people that like might have like, I guess you could say YouTube channels, and they're on here doing the exact same things, right? Not even channels, accounts. And they will have faceless accounts at that. And they will run around spreading harmful things like what iDubbbz did just because they want to cause an impact. Because they're so mad. They will slander and lie and use someone's children to do so. This is insane. Wasn't CPS already called on them? Yo, come on, play the nasty song. You gotta play the nasty song for that.
Yeah.
You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, yeah. You know your name.
Yeah, I think that's foul. That's why I don't want to give him credit. You can't just be like, oh, well, we got to respect the fact that he apologized with pressure on him. If there wasn't a lawsuit, he would not be apologizing. The fake apology that he did before this one is because he heard there was going to be a lawsuit. This one is because the lawsuit was official. If he didn't get sued, would he be apologizing? No. And he would keep on doing the nastiness, keep lying on people just because they hurt your feelings, which makes you think, was any of the stuff that he said about Ethan Klein true at all? His feelings was hurt, right? Why would he tell the truth?
I justified it in my head at the time. I was like, okay, well, it's not my words. And it's actually said by a really bad guy, Destiny. Not a fan of that guy. It's very clear that it was never the right thing to do. It was a comment about Ethan and his children, and it was disgusting. I said at the time in the stream that I don't agree with it, but still sharing it and broadcasting it to people for 40 minutes, that was an irresponsible and reckless thing to do, especially for parents. Like there are many parents with kids out there who do not want to see that shit. And it's painful. And I'm sure it was extremely painful for Ethan and Hila to read that shit and have it pop up again and again and again. And just because it's coming from a piece of shit guy, and I'm showing it to people like, look what this piece of shit said. It's wrong. It's wrong to do. And I didn't come to this overnight, right? Like to be frank, I'm angry. I do not like Ethan. I think he's doing a lot of damage to people online.
Yo, that's so crazy that he would say something like that after you admit that you intentionally, like on purpose, lied, helped someone else who you admit was lying and that you don't even like them. You think that they're a horrible person, but you still use them in order to attack children. Yet we should be listening to you when you're saying any of this other bull crap. You see how he tries to like direct the heat to Destiny? Yes, I do believe that Destiny was foul. Destiny is a very sick individual in my personal opinion when it comes to his actions. I think that he moves in a way that no one should move in. That don't make iDubbbz a victim. He chose to do this stuff just because he was bitter and angry. He could have just did his content. Could have just made videos. Like, what the hell is wrong with him? Yeah, so I'm not really believing this apology. I think that is only coming because of the lawsuit. But that is just my opinion. Tell me what you guys think down in the comment section. Hit the hype button as well and subscribe. And if you're able to support extra, sign up for channel memberships. Helps out a lot.